What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Pro Winston here. I just got back from Tennessee. I had a great weekend for the North American WCQs.
All right, man. So we all seen you did very well. What place did you come in?
After the Swiss, I was 24 with a record of 10-2. After the whole event, I came in 7th place.
Okay, man.
I can still make it to Worlds if one of the 6 players don't qualify. Well, not qualify, but don't go.
Okay, and what did you choose to play for the WCQ?
As most of you know, I decided to play Ritual Beast. I decided that it was the best thing for me to play, only because it has strong matchups against Lacrosse, Cleese, and Shadars. Because I main decked a lot of hate cards. I main decked Macrocosmos, Dimensional Fissure, and my favorite, 3 mistakes.
And what did you end up playing all tournament?
I only played Lacrosse, Burning Abyss, Cleese, and Shadars, and 1 hero deck.
So you made a great meta call, and it paid off.
Yeah, I figured that everybody was going to go into the event trying to beat the Lacrosse deck, and I figured that the only 2 decks that people were exposed to do that consistently would be the Shadar deck and the Quill-Off deck. I'm not too sure if a lot of people expected that Burning Abyss will be so popular. I knew Burning Abyss would be there, but I thought a lot of people will try to play the Shadar because the Water Fusion or whatever.
All right. So I just wanted to ask, first let's get into the deck profile, and then we go into your card choices after the profile.
Oh, just to let y'all know, I got another trophy to add to my collection.
So it's a really nice trophy. It's actually really good quality.
Then I have iPad Mini, the 3rd edition, 64 gig gold, and another prize card. So that's 5 prize cards I have under my belt. It's not too bad.
So let's move on to the deck profile.
I played 3 Apelios,
Okay.
3 Counterhawks, 3 Rampangles, 1 Pedalfin, 3 Elders, 1 Win, 1 Lara, 1 Pelica, and 1 main deck Thunder King Ryo.
Why did you decide to main deck Thunder King?
I decided to main deck Thunder King because I felt like the deck was lacking monsters. And the only monster that I could put in the deck to stop my opponent from gaining advantage and so I can gain advantage would be the first turn Thunder King. There was a lot of matches where I summoned it against the Cleese or the Lacrosse deck, and they really couldn't do anything. So the Lacrosse players was forced to Kaleidoscope into Herald into Unicorn just to attack over it. That's a strong play that they lose, and I wouldn't mind to go trading 1 for 1 for that card.
Okay.
For that combo in a way. You have to excuse me, I'm still tired. I haven't went to sleep yet.
No problem, we don't blame you, man.
3 Upstart Goblins, 1 Bond, 2 Mystical Space Typhoons, 1 Regeki, 1 Dark Hole, and 1 Dimensional Fissure.
So that's all for the spells, right?
Correct. Very standard per se. I decided not to play Book of Moon because it would only be good against Burning Abyss to me, and I felt like I had a strong matchup against Burning Abyss anyway.
Okay.
So
you also decided not to play Emergency Teleport, which is a very interesting choice.
I was hoping you didn't ask that question. Yes, I did not play Mercy Teleport because I didn't see the point of wasting my special summon for 1 fusion when I could just summon and go off the next turn. Most people would say that it's for a first turn fusion, but that first turn fusion is not really going to do nothing for you, in my opinion, if you can't capitalize off of it that time. I don't like to play blank cards, so during testing in one of my days, I turned both emergency teleports over and I shuffled. So if I would draw those blank cards, I would guess what cards I would want to use in the particular matchup. And it just so happens that since I was playing against Cleese and Lacrosse, the only card that I would like in that position when I drew those 2 cards were Mistake.
Okay.
That's how I decided to play the mistakes.
Alright, let's move on to the trap lineup.
As you know, the 3 mistakes: 1 Macrocosmos, 1 Vanity's Emptiness, 2 Breakthrough Skills, 3 Steeds, 3 Ambush, and a Trap Stun.
Alright, so the Trap Stun is a pretty interesting choice. So I see that Mistake really only stops the Ulti Counterhawk search. So I guess as I've seen from some of your matches, you just trap stun, still do your search to make a huge push, and then still be in position because the mistake is live. So I see how it paid off there, but ultimately, if you knew that Necross was a strong meta deck and trap stun would be a dead card versus Necross, why'd you decide to play that instead of maybe a third MST or so?
Well, the third MST wouldn't be good against the Necross anyway. And if I had to choose, I would pick the trap stun over the third MST, only because I wanted a way to shut down my Vanity's Emptiness and my mistake for a turn, so I can go off, and it always worked.
Okay.
So,
if you had to take a guess, how many games did trap stun actually win you?
Day 2, it probably won me three out of the 4 matches I had before top 8. It worked well against the Klee deck, it worked well against the Hero deck, and it worked perfectly against the Burning Abyss deck in day 2. Day 1, sporadically it worked on and off. Stop dimensional fissures and stuff like that.
Okay.
I mean, deep prisons, I'm sorry.
No problem, man. So let's go on to the extra deck.
Extra deck is pretty self-explanatory. 3 ulti Counterhawks, 3 ulti Apellos, 2 ulti Gaia Apellos, 2 Pedalfins, Exciting Knight, a Roach, my favorite, Diamond Direwolf, Abyss Dweller, and MVP of the extra deck, other than the fusions, was Lightning Chidori.
Alright. So the Roach is interesting. Did you actually get a chance to summon it during
No.
NAWCQ?
I did not get to summon it the way I expected to. I expected to play Infernoids, and yeah, it didn't really happen. So
Okay.
all my matches, it didn't really. I was trying to bring it out against the Cleaves, but I beat Cleaves very fast.
Okay. So when were the extra deck monsters good? Like, did you need them?
Only when Rory Decree was a threat was the only time that I set up for the overlay play.
Okay.
And it was helpful because of the Lightning Chidori coming out on the field, sending the Rory Decree, you know, just eliminating the target that is stopping me.
Temporarily, and then setting them back at certain.
Correct.
Kind of like a wing blast.
I play almost like 15, 16 traps.
Okay. So you needed the threat of getting rid of the Decree.
Correct.
And I see you also played Direwolf. Did you
Yes.
ever get a chance to summon that?
No.
Okay.
I was primarily focused on getting Lightning Chidori out, just so I could have another monster on board as field presence, just in case they had a floodgate.
Okay. And you also chose not to play like a Phoenix or a Leviair.
I kind of miss Leviair, actually. I wanted to play that, so that was probably one thing that I would change. I'd probably take out the Diamond Direwolf for that. But other than that, yes, I didn't play Phoenix, I didn't play Emerald, I didn't play none of those.
Okay. Let's move on to the side deck.
Side deck, I take great interest in. I think it was perfect. 2 Lanciers, the third space, 1 Twister, 2 Defusions, the second Trap Stun, Torrential Tribute, 1 Soul Drain, 2 Shadow Imprisonment Mirrors, 2 Anti-Spell Fragrances, and 2 Chaos Trap Hosts.
Wow. Okay, so I obviously noticed there's no hand traps there, other than the macro and D-Fissure. Everybody felt like going into this event, hand traps would be very strong because you really can't play around hand traps and you want to make, I guess, non-readable plays. But you just chose to be straightforward. I want to see, if you knew you were going to be weak to Decree, and I noticed like maybe a lot of these traps you side in versus in the cross matchup, being weak to Decree and Denko, how did that work out for you?
I believed playing hand traps this event was the wrong move, was the wrong idea. I said it time and time again. Patrick Hoban then goes on a rant in his article about the ceiling and hand traps and stuff. Like, if a deck has a high ceiling, you have to try to have a higher ceiling or whatever the case may be, right? So when I read the article, I was like, yeah, he mentioned hand traps. I don't think hand traps was the right call, only because what does it do? If you can't stop the opponent, what are you going to do in the end of the day?
So you did agree with Hoban as far as like the hand traps really didn't do much to lower the ceiling?
I think he was correct in all aspects of that, yes.
Okay. and you obviously made the right choice. It did work out for you. You placed 7th. How many times would you have to say the side deck won you the games?
Side deck won me the game probably every time I side deck. It didn't matter what they side decked. They did not read my side deck. They was assuming that I was playing the standard linear side deck, and I did not.
Okay, so obviously no Ghost Ogre, no teleports, and then no Veilers, and then you just a lot of other floodgates. There's really a lot of floodgates, and you capitalized on the fact that you could play a deck that played a lot of floodgates.
Most people would disagree with my choice, but I feel like I made the right decision. I feel like I did the right thing, and it showed, you know. I topped 7. I topped 8 out of 2,060 people. It was hard. It wasn't easy. I didn't play against the rogue decks, and I didn't open the combo like I was supposed to. The Ritual Beast is supposed to do this, that, and the fourth, and I didn't do that. I played one game at a time, and I had a lot of supporters standing by me. So I just want to say thank you to everybody for that. Also, I wanted to say this. My last match on the stream was a very intense match. I did play very poorly. That I totally agree with. Most of you saw my videos in the past. Most of you know how I play on the stream. Sometimes I get nervous and things happen, but I'm happy in the performance that I was able to do this weekend, and I hope that everyone will try to pick up the Ritual Beast deck in the near future. It's a very, very good deck. If you need to know how to play it, you should go back to Gladiator Beast formats, and it will help.
Okay, well, other than one bad performance, overall you did a very good job. We are all proud of you for, you know, obviously you didn't choose what quote-unquote the best deck in the format, but you still played one of the better decks of the format, and you had a chance to show what Ritual Beasts were able to do. I believe 3 people top 64 Ritual Beasts, and 2 of them were in the top 8 cut, and one of them actually is going to Worlds because they played Ritual Beasts. So obviously it was a good deck. Overall, if you had to make any changes, what would it be?
I will only change the Diamond Dire for Levier.
Okay.
That would probably be the only change in the deck.
And do you feel like after maybe Necros gets a hit, possibly Burning Abyss, do you feel like, how strong do you feel like, you know, this deck would actually be towards the new meta?
It would be Ritual Beasts and Infernoids, and you just have to make OT Gaia Pillow.
Alright, so it's as simple as that, you know, it can only be as simple as it is, you know.
Alright, once again, thank you guys, and you already know, if it's not pro, it got to go. Deuces.